Namarie. It meant go towards goodness. Namarie. Somebody shared this with me. If a little knowledge was a dangerous thing, a lot was lethal. I don't know, लोग परेशान क्यों हो जाते हैं अगर उन्होंने कोई चीज नहीं पढ़ी. लोग परेशान क्यों हो जाते हैं if you are not getting curious about them, that आपको सब कुछ नहीं पता क्या हो रहा है आपके इर्द गिर्द. I get curious, I get intrigued when somebody talks about something that I don't know. That is a door, a portal that I can research and learn. That was funny. If a little knowledge was a dangerous thing, a lot was lethal. I guess everything is neutral if you come out of black and white and right and wrong. So I received this classic tarot today, and there I came across Dr. Arthur Edward Waite, 1857 to 1942, a German scholar of occultism. Occult, hidden, not the cult, C-U-L-T. It's O-C-C-U-L-T. A German scholar of occultism whose published works include the original Key to Tarot, or the principal Key to Tarot, and another book was The Holy Kabbalah, a study of the secret tradition in Israel is unfolded by the sons of the doctrine for the benefit and consolation of the elect dispersed through the lands and ages of the greater exile. It's a short book, the first one, Key to Tarot, 88 pages. It's a little bit long. इसमें ज़्यादा content है. And then this quote, the true tarot is symbolism. It speaks no other language and offers no other signs. The cards from zero, the full card, and फिर उसके बाद 21 cards आते हैं. उसके अलावा there are, how much are there? Four multiplied by 5, 20 cards. So they are like this. There is row of wands, then swords, then cups, then pentacles, and each column has any king of wands, king of swords, king of cups, king of pentacles. Knight card के other names भी हैं, Cavalier, and this knight card placed between queen and the jack. I wonder what's the reason. And jack card is also called Valet, page. Swords representing the spade, जो अब modern card है, जो हम solitaire game में भी है. Wand representing the club, or is baton भी कहा जा सकता है. Heart, the cups. Pentacle show कर रहा है. Diamond, coins को, pentacle 5-star. The suit origins are believed to represent 4 states of life during medieval age. So the nobility, or persons who held their rank by military service, were symbolized by the swords. The peasant, or the working class, symbolized by the wand. This is the wand. The statesmen by the cup, and the tradesmen, industrial card, class, sorry, coins or pentacle. Ten of swords, a prostrate figure pierced by all the swords belonging to the card. Whatsoever is intimidated by the design, also pain, affliction, tears, sadness, desolation. और अगर ये कार्ड रिवर्स है, then इसका मतलब है advantage, profit, success, favor, but none of these are permanent, also power. And Page of Wands. And what do you see here? Young man standing in the act of proclamation. He's known unknown but faithful, and his tidings are strange. So it's divinatory, meaning dark young man, faithful lover, envoy, postman. Beside a man, he will bear favorable testimony concerning him. He's a dangerous rival, followed by the Page of Cups. And it's just not कि आपको card का meaning पता हो और फिर इसका reverse meaning पता हो. It also varies card के आगे पीछे कौन से cards आ रहे हैं. Or they're showing like if followed by the Page of Cups, that is hair. So, he's dangerous rival. Or इसका reverse meaning are anecdotes, announcements, evil news, also indecision and instability, which usually accompanies it. Okay, the next is Page of Cups. So what you are seeing here is a fair, pleasing, somewhat effeminate page of studious and intent aspect. Contemplates a fish rising from a cup, looking at him. So fair young man impelled to render service and with whom the querent will be connected as studious youth, news, message, application, reflection, meditation, also these things directed to business. Reverse, taste, inclination, attachment, seduction, deception, artifice. And this card is 4 of Pentacles. So what are you seeing? A crown figure having a pentacle crown के ऊपर and clasp another with hand and arm, second pentacle, and 2 pentacles are under his feet, which is showing the surety of possessions, cleaving to that which one has, gifts, legacy, inheritance, or reverse में, suspense, delay, opposition. Okay, I'm back. Announced that movie And then I was reading this novel. The lines were great. I know it's drama, I know it's romance. There was an interesting story about Sandhill crane. अपने mates कैसे find करते हैं. Geraniums. Never, I was never good with botany. It was pretty. I wanted to go chronological way में, but with the speed that I consume, it was gonna take me a lot of time और उसको ठीक करते because Abhi, I guess I have read like it's 383 pages. How many pages are these of this book? Yeah, 383. So I'm like at 227. They're three friends and they went settle hone se pehle, boring job se pehle to Europe. And but why am I like sharing these things? I'm sharing these because I have like जब आप बहुत ज़्यादा consume कर लेते हो, there comes a point you are just dead. So there is this flow of energy, toroidal energy, this electromagnetic energy. So whatever I'm consuming, I'm just throwing it out. I'm just sharing it out. You will come across a lot of things कि एक दूसरे से contradict करेंगी, and that's my journey into the unknown. If you are looking for a question in your life, a purpose, or trying to find the meaning of your life, maybe from some quote, from a book, from a movie, from a season, from a talk, you might find your answer because that's how I find my answers usually through a song lyric. It's like something has opened inside you. A mother and daughter conversation. The daughter is in Europe and mother is in US. I'm just gonna read the bold ones. बाकी आप पढ़ सकते हैं if you really want to go into detail. So the daughter is saying to her mother, and he sees the world in such a beautiful way. And it's different from the way I see the world, but we complement each other in that regard. I don't know. I'm tired of trying to fit everything into convenient boxes, Mom. I feel I have been doing that all my life. And he doesn't fit neatly into any sort of box, and I love that about him. And the world feels more open with him beside me. It does. I have thought about all the sensible objections. We're too young, we are not established. There are 1,000 valid cautions, but there are always 1,000 cautions, right? You taught me that. Sometimes you have to accept what is given to you and hold it close. Please tell me you understand, Mom. My thought was after reading it was like, we all maybe sometimes we all just want somebody to understand us, and usually it starts from our siblings, parents, relatives, friends, but rarely it happens कि somebody वाकई आपको understand करे, like true art of listening. So have you ever come across someone who sees a world differently? Like ये चीज आपको experience करनी पड़ेगी. And you have moments of strangeness. When you have moments of strangeness and when you see differently and you don't go with the herd mentality or जिस तरह majority देखती है, then it's really hard for people to box you, label you. But you are an architect. Why are you talking about esoteric world? You are a Muslim. Why are you talking about, Bible or Torah? You are Sunni. Why are you reading Shia stuff? Like, I don't know अगर आप एक book all sex से belong करते हैं, so it doesn't mean कि आप दूसरी चीजें नहीं पढ़ सकते. Like, why don't we have the growth mindset? So it was a nice conversation between a daughter and father. And the daughter was, don't have to worry about that. I wouldn't embarrass you. I promise. And father, nothing you have done has embarrassed me, sweetie. Don't even think that. And my commentary on this is like, Pakistan, it's not. It doesn't matter. All it matters, log kya kahenge. Oh, and the daughter conversation with her dad, there's always a glitch, right? Isn't that what you say? Life is one long fight against glitches. We could postpone everything, tell ourselves what we experienced here doesn't count, but you didn't raise me to think like that. You didn't. Life doesn't happen someplace in the future. You said that. You said life happens here and now. And it's a fool's bargain to let something good go now in the hope of something better at a later date. He sees the world in a way that interests me. We make a good team. Maybe it's not the most convenient set of circumstances, but life is always full of glitches, right? So my point here is mostly हमारी जिंदगी past or future में past के depression, like let go the past. I know it's not easy, but in future जो आया नहीं उसके fear में. But I think so the actual thing that we are losing is the now, the moment, right now. And that's something, I think 9 to 5 job हमें certainty देती है and not हम एक तरह से कंट्रोल फ्रीक बन चुके हैं. We want to plan everything, we want to know everything. We are not living the moment. We don't like surprises. And I observed in our parental generation, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, it's always like saving for the future. अपने ऊपर अपनी जात पे नहीं खर्च करना. Why are we like that? I'm not saying कि हमें अपने बड़ों को change करना. I'm just saying maybe next generation or my generation needs to start living in now. But it's stupid. आज कोई अच्छी चीज आपको मिल रही है तो आप इस होप में कि कल को इससे ज्यादा बेहतर चीज मिल जाएगी इस अपॉर्चुनिटी को जाने देते हैं. And why we are not okay if someone sees the world in a different way? Why can't we have more than one perspectives? Why can't we come out of the black and white? Seacoast. It reminds me of Laguna Beach and Galveston too. Now the two friends are sharing their experiences. They went to different countries. Went to Spain, and at first I had difficulty with the language and the pace of things. It was slow, and I felt this nervous need to keep going to see more. But he worked his magic on me. I started asking myself, is this some kind of race? Is it a game where someone wins a prize by seeing more museums, visiting more cathedrals? Why hadn't I ever thought of that before? It's so basic and so obvious, but it wasn't until he helped me to say it. Gave it a context that I understood a little of what I was doing here in the first place. Basic points. Like this is so simple. If we just meditate, if we just go into that stillness, which is really hard to shut the mind. Okay, जब आप न्यू जाते हो किसी भी जगह पे, किसी भी ऑफिस पे, yes, it's difficult, I'm putting it in a scenario, ठीक है? Understanding वहाँ का माहौल, language, whatever, it varies with context, pace. Even अगर आप restaurant में जाते हो, it's like जल्दी menu देखो और अभी dish आती नहीं है, serve नहीं होता है, cameras are out and we are just not in that moment. We are just not, tasting it with our all taste buds, with all our senses. Khamoshi se, stillness se. Why are we like that? Why are we not slow? Why are we always nervous? And keep it going, बैठ सकते हैं. There are many people I came across, जरा सी खामोशी हो सब घर से चले जाएं. आपने कमरे में आके जरूर देखना. What's going on? What happened? बाहर आ जाओ. Let's do this, let's do that. उधर चलते हैं, ये करते हैं, बात करते हैं. कुछ है खामोशी में जो हमें तंग करता है. What is that? Why are we in a rat race? मुझे और करना है, मुझे ये करना है, मुझे ये डिग्री करनी है, मास्टर करना है, पीएचडी करनी है. What is the basic reason? Because फिर जॉब में तनख्वाह ज्यादा हो जाएगी. सब कर रहे हैं तो मैंने करना है. Wanna do more? Fear of missing it out? What is it? What is this fear about? Why are we all always anxious? Why are we in this rabbit hole? It's always like, I think consumerism के साथ quality नीचे चली गई है and quantity, all we like quantity, number of certificates, number of this, number of that. So we have forgotten, instead of enjoying the process, we are just concerned with out. So obvious, it's so basic. Not everyone is ready to just sit and still. Her, now the second friend tells her experience. I felt the same way, I said. With him, I had this absurd checklist in my mind, and if I didn't notch all the squares, then I had somehow failed. I wasn't the good tourist. I wasn't getting full value. I don't know if it's an American attitude or just one of my own. Maybe it has something to do with being a good student, but suddenly with him, I no longer felt in a rush to get somewhere that I had never wanted to get to in the first place. Not really. So the points what I want to, we have this checklist, ये होगा तो सब कुछ सही हो जाएगा. It's always a jua. More मैंने अपनी materialistic checklist tick की है, more I get 100% sure the peace of mind has nothing to do with this thing, tangible stuff. So somehow अगर हम वो सब कुछ नहीं कर रहे जो majority कर रही है, we feel I'm a failure. We have this feeling. जैसे इस उसके केस में, हैदर के केस में, she feel अगर वो अपने कैलेंडर के मुताबिक सब कुछ नहीं कर रही, like उसने full value नहीं हासिल की, it's lost. So हमने ये एटीट्यूड कहाँ से हासिल किया? From where are we learning it? बचपन से स्कूल, बड़ों को देख के, relatives को देख के, इनके फ्रेंड्स को देख के, comparison, competition. What are we in real? What is my purpose? What is your purpose? How will you give meaning to your life? Are you living a life? Is that enough? Being the good doctor, being the good sister, being the good whatever your status is at your office. Because good definition is not just one definition. It changes, it varies from person to person. सबको खुश करते करते हम अपने आप को कहीं खो चुके हैं, भूल चुके हैं. We are in a rush. और जब हम किसी को खामोशी से लॉन के पास बैठे हुए देखते हैं, we are just, जल्दी से, what happened to you? Why aren't you talking? Why are you still? जमीन पे ऐसे क्यों बैठी हो? आप घास पे ऐसे क्यों बैठी हो? Like, what is wrong with that? Always want to get somewhere. It ever stop? ये डेथ पे जाके स्टॉप करेगा. या जब हम हॉस्पिटल के बेड पे पड़े होंगे, लैप स्लॉप्स खा रहे होंगे, which is again a consumerism industry के लिए, उस industry के लिए they are earning. I never know what's going to happen. And I guess that's when you are in a moment, that's what happened. The saints teach us that much at least. You never know what's going to happen. और हमें इसी चीज का डर लगता है, इसीलिए I think we are in 5 to 9 job. I wanted to breathe into my core. I wanted to trap some part of it so that I could carry it with me. Have you ever experienced that? जब भी हम कहीं जाते हैं, our phones are on, our reels बना रहे हैं, ये Instagram, dog app, TikTok, whatever other apps, I don't know. Why aren't we in a moment? Whatever is your favorite place, a book place, a library, old books की खुशबू, whatever it's, why don't we just breathe into our core, into that sense, into that center, and trap some part of that experience जो कि नहीं कैप्चर किया जा सकता किसी भी टेक्नोलॉजी से के साथ.